And under our start option, we have two more options, timeout and invalid. If we first look at our timeout option, what this does is once the start has played our sound file, which we uploaded, if no actions take place for 5 seconds after that sound file has finished, then our timeout option will kick in. Now what we want the timeout option to do is to loop back to the start. So we enter into our timeout and we can see our actions and our drop down menu as before. We want to wait for X seconds. We're going to set this to 5 seconds. We click OK. We'll add that into position 1. Now, in position 2, we need to jump to a context. And the context that we need to jump to is our working hours at the option start. So if nothing happens for 5 seconds after your welcome message, then it's going to jump back to our working hours context, back to our start option. So that sound file will play once again. And this is going to happen if the user input is equal to 0. So we click OK. And now that's added into position 2. So we go up a level. Our timeout has now become active. Now the option underneath, invalid, this option allows you to loop back to your working hours context if an invalid button is pressed on the handset. So we enter into our invalid option, and this time we just need to choose jump to context in our actions drop down. Jump to our working hours once again, back to our start. Again, if user input, and this time is lower or equal to 10, as there aren't 10 buttons on the handset. So we click OK. Upper level. Once again, that's turned green. OK. So all these numbers now, 0 to 9, and our star and hash, these will correspond to the buttons on our handset. So we enter into button 1, and from our drop down menu we want to transfer to an extension. So as soon as the customer presses button 1, we're going to transfer them to an extension. As you can see, the options have slightly changed once again. We've got another drop down menu, and in this drop down menu we have all the extensions that we have created. Now I've just started off with 2. I've just added 2 more, a group and a voice center, which I'll talk about later. For now, button 1 is going to go to our extension 001, which is sales. Now the option underneath, play sound before transferring. This allows you to play another sound file, introducing to the customer that they are now being transferred to a specific department. So we click OK, and that's been added into position 1. We go back up a level. Option 1 has now gone green. All the other extensions and options will work the same. So if we enter into number 2, go back to transfer to extension, choose our second extension, which is technical support. We're going to choose not to play a sound. We click OK. So when option 2 is pressed now, or button 2, they're going to be transferred to our technical support team. We go back up once more. Option 3, we're going to transfer to an extension once again, but this time we're going to transfer to 004, which is a group extension. A group extension allows you to have multiple phones all logged into the same group. So once a call now is diverted or transferred to this group, each phone in that group will ring simultaneously. We'll go through setting up an actual group in another video, and we'll walk you through all the options and configuration. So we click OK and we'll add that into position 1 for option 3. We go back up once more. All our working hours is now complete. We have our start, our timeout and our invalid. And we have 3 active buttons. So if the customer presses option 1, they'll go to sales. If they choose to push option 2, they'll be transferred to our technical team. If they push button 3, then they'll be transferred to our group. And whoever picks up in that group, they'll be lucky enough to speak to. We go back up once more. Okay. Now we need to define our out of hours. So we enter into our out of hours. As you can see, nothing is active. So we go into our start. And we're going to go to our drop down menu of actions. And for our out of hours, we're going to transfer straight to an extension. And this extension I've called voicemail. Now, I've set the options on this extension to go straight to voicemail. There's no phone provision to this extension. So once a call comes into the IVR and the IVR recognises that it is out of hours, they will automatically be transferred to a voicemail. So we click OK with that transfer to extension. We'll go back up a level. Our start is now active. We'll go up a level once more. And as we can see, all our 3 contexts that we created at the beginning all now have active options. Once we're happy with our IVR setup, we can check in our IVR schema, which gives us a visual diagram of how it's set. So the entry is going to go to out of hours or working hours, and down the side here we have our options which correspond to the buttons on our handset. Just go back up once more. Once we've fully configured and we're fully happy with our IVR, we need to click Generate IVR in the top right. This sets our IVR to live, and now if someone were to ring the IVR, they'd be presented with all the options that we've set.